Most drivers think a $6 can of WD-40 is just for squeaks, but the reality is far more powerful and far more risky. Used wisely, these car tricks truly can prevent $2,000 in repairs, but one wrong spray can destroy your brakes, blow your engine, or wreck vital weather seals. So how can a single can be both your car's best friend and its worst enemy? Here's what nobody tells you before it's too late. Rust does not announce itself. It creeps along wheel wells, door bottoms, and fender edges, turning solid steel into crumbling flakes. Body shop repairs for even small patches can run anywhere from $500 to $2,000 per panel, but a $6 can of WD-40 can halt that process in minutes. The fix is direct. Spray a generous coat onto the rust spot, wait 10 minutes, then attack the area with a wire brush. The solvent loosens the corrosion, making it easy to scrub away the flaky brown mess. The real secret comes next. Apply a second, lighter spray. This step displaces any lingering moisture and lays down a protective barrier that blocks new rust from forming. Skipping this step is why rust returns so quickly for so many DIYers. With regular attention, what could become a $1,000 repair never gets the chance. Electrical problems are another silent wallet drain. Flickering headlights, random warning lights, or a car that simply will not start often trace back to corroded battery terminals or fuse box connections. Mechanics charge $100 to $200 to diagnose and clean these, but the solution is simple. Corrosion shows up as a crusty green or white buildup. With the engine off, spray WD-40 directly onto the affected terminals and let it soak in. A quick scrub with a brush or cloth removes the residue. Wipe the area dry, then add a final light spray to prevent moisture from coming back. This not only restores electrical flow, but also keeps future corrosion at bay. The name WD-40 stands for Water Displacement, 40th Formula, and it lives up to that promise by keeping critical connections dry and reliable. Rough idle, sluggish acceleration, and poor gas mileage often have a single cause: carbon buildup on the throttle body's butterfly valve. Shops charge $150 to $300 for a cleaning, but it is a job that takes less than half an hour at home. Remove the intake tube to access the throttle body, then spray WD-40 onto a soft toothbrush. Gently scrub the butterfly valve and any visible carbon deposits. Once clean, reconnect the intake and start the engine. The difference is immediate, smoother idle, better throttle response, and improved fuel economy. The entire fix costs less than lunch, and the only tools required are a screwdriver and a toothbrush. For those willing to get their hands a little dirty, these 3 WD-40 tricks can save hundreds, sometimes thousands, before problems ever reach a mechanic's bill. Power windows that groan or crawl halfway up the door are not always a sign that the motor is dying. In most cases, dried out window tracks are the real culprit, and a mechanic's solution that replaces the entire window regulator can cost upwards of $300. A smarter approach starts with a can of WD-40, but there is a twist. For anything involving rubber or weather stripping, the silicone-based WD-40 Specialist is the safer bet. Standard WD-40 has a petroleum base that can degrade rubber over time, leading to leaks and wind noise, so the right variant matters. With the window partway down, a quick spray of silicone WD-40 into the tracks restores the smooth glide that most cars lose after a few years. Running the window up and down a few times distributes the lubricant, freeing up movement and saving hundreds in unnecessary parts and labor. This fix takes less than 5 minutes and costs less than a cup of coffee. The same logic applies to sticky door locks. especially in cold climates where frozen keyholes can leave you stranded. A short burst of WD-40 into the lock cylinder displaces trapped moisture, thaws out ice, and keeps the mechanism turning freely all winter. For older cars with manual locks, this trick can mean the difference between a working door and a frozen shutout on a snowy morning. Paint and exterior surfaces face a different set of threats. Tree sap, tar, and dried bug splatter can etch into the clear coat, leaving permanent scars that only a body shop can buff out at a cost of $50 to $150 per detail. 40 breaks down these stubborn residues without harsh scrubbing or abrasive pads. The key is timing. Spray directly onto the spot, let it soak for 1 to 2 minutes, then wipe away with a microfiber cloth. Leaving WD-40 on paint for hours is a mistake. It can strip wax and leave an oily residue that attracts dust. Used properly, WD-40 erases sticky messes in seconds and saves the cost of a professional detail. For stubborn bumper stickers or dealership decals, a few sprays of WD-40 loosen adhesive instantly. Peeling off stickers becomes a clean, scratch-free process with no need for razor blades or heat guns. Before a long road trip, a light coat on the front bumper acts as a temporary shield, letting bugs and grime wash off easily at the next stop. The trick is always the same: spray, wait briefly, wipe, and then clean the area with car soap to remove any oily film. When used with care, WD-40 delivers cosmetic wins that keep your car looking sharp and keep more money in your pocket. Spraying WD-40 on brake pads or rotors might sound like a quick fix for squeaky brakes, but it is a mistake that turns a safety feature into a hazard. Brakes do not work by magic. They rely on friction between the pad and the rotor to slow thousands of pounds of moving metal. WD-40 is engineered to do the opposite. It reduces friction, leaving behind a slick, oily layer that soaks deep into the porous surface of the brake pad. Once that happens, no amount of cleaning will restore the original stopping power. The contaminated pad cannot grip the rotor, so braking distances stretch out, sometimes doubling or tripling before the car comes to a halt. In real-world terms, that means the difference between stopping at a crosswalk and sliding into traffic. Even a small amount of WD-40 can permanently ruin a set of brake pads and rotors, forcing a full replacement before the car is safe to drive again. There is another hidden danger. WD-40 can attack the rubber seals inside the brake caliper, leading to fluid leaks and sudden loss of hydraulic pressure. That is not just a repair bill, it is a scenario where the brake pedal sinks to the floor and the car does not stop at all. For anyone tempted to quiet a squeal, the rule is absolute. Never spray WD-40 on any surface meant to create friction. The only safe place for WD-40 is the metal pins and slides that let the caliper move, never the face of the pad or the rotor. When it comes to brakes, the line between maintenance and disaster is razor thin, and one wrong spray can cross it instantly. Pouring WD-40 into an engine or transmission is a mistake that can cost more than the car itself. WD-40 is a solvent, not a high-temperature lubricant. Modern engines depend on oil that keeps its thickness and slipperiness at over 200 degrees Fahrenheit. It thins the oil and breaks down its protective barrier. Bearings, which need a film of oil to survive, start grinding directly against metal. The result is catastrophic. Pistons can seize, crankshafts can be destroyed, and repairs easily top $4,000. A single misstep can turn a running engine into a pile of scrap in minutes. The same damage can happen quietly over time with rubber seals. Standard WD-40 relies on petroleum-based solvents. These compounds soak into rubber weather stripping, causing it to swell, soften, and then crack as it dries out. What starts as a simple spray along a door edge can lead to leaky seals, constant wind noise, and water dripping into the cabin every time it rains. Interior repairs from water damage or mold quickly spiral into the thousands, far outpacing the cost of a few cans of proper protectant. For any rubber part, door weather stripping, window seals, even wiper blades, the right move is to use WD-40 Silicone Specialist Spray. This formula conditions rubber, keeps it flexible, and blocks out moisture without breaking down the material. Choosing the right product is the difference between years of quiet, dry driving and a slow march toward expensive leaks and engine failure. In the world of car maintenance, not every can is created equal. Right now, a $6 can in your garage holds the power to save or to sabotage thousands of dollars. As cars become more complex and repairs more costly, knowing the line between a clever hack and a costly mistake matters more than ever. Sometimes, the smartest fix is the one you don't spray. What's your take?